Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Nic Hyl, and today I am going to build my new dress form. So for those of you that don't know, a dress form is a specific type of mannequin that a designer or a seamstress will use to create clothing. So I'm going to use this dress form to drape my fabric on so that I can begin to get the beginning shapes of the designs that I want to style. So I ordered my dress form off of eBay, and they can get really expensive. Like, they're not cheap whatsoever. I ordered a size 8 dress form off of eBay, and it is a collapsible dress form, which just means that I can push the shoulders in. So hopefully I build my dress form right so that I will be able to push my shoulders in and that it can collapse. That's helpful for when I want to put a shirt or a dress on or off the mannequin. I'll be able to push the shoulders in and lift it up over the head, the dress form's head, or what would be her head, and remove it. So let's take a look. This is my dress form in my box, and it's partially built, I would imagine. I've never been in this part of a dress form before and worked with a dress form in this way. By the time I usually see them, they are already built. So this will be a really fun new adventure for me too. So stick around. Okay, so here we are on the floor, and I'm about to cut open my box. Because we're living in a time of coronavirus, I wiped down the exterior of my box with a washcloth and just a little bit of Clorox, just to make sure that what I'm bringing in my house and my hands are all nice and clean. And I'm gonna cut my box open. So it's really heavy. Everything's really heavy. Like, this feels like lead. And I live in a New York City apartment, and my neighbors have already complained about the amount of noise that we make up here. So I can only imagine what they're thinking, as I have already dropped this massively heavy box on the ground, and these pieces are just much heavier than I ever remember a dress form being. Pretty easy though. It's just a screw wheel that I'm gonna screw into the base. I'm the person that doesn't read the instructions. I feel like all this stuff is kind of like a puzzle. And because I'm a designer, I know how to put things together, I think 3-dimensionally and 2-dimensionally. So, and my brain, I already know how to put this together because I know what it should look like. The issue that I'm having is my opinion is correct, but my fingers are not a tool, so screwing these wheels in is tricky. So clearly I've pulled out the instructions because some of it's not making any sense. This little weird bit, which looks like an Allen wrench, doesn't really fit lengthwise into the space that it gives you to maneuver it. So you'd have to have child hands to be able to use that tool, which is why I had to use my fingers. All right, so now we want to put Okay guys, so there you have it. We have Frida. The part that you didn't get to see because I needed some hands and to move some things around was putting the pole into the base and then using the lever, the foot that's at the bottom of the dress form to release the tension so that the form could slide down the pole. It wasn't too difficult to build once I stopped looking at the directions too much. I felt like the wording of the directions didn't necessarily sync with the pieces that I was seeing, but I was able to figure it out, thankfully. And now we have Frida, my new dress form. So I'll be able to create some really great items and some really great product and continue to just drape and do my flat patterning and trying on my garments on my new dress form. I actually wanted to talk about something that I noticed that doesn't get spoken about too often, especially as it relates to sizing within the garment industry. So we've met Frida and you guys watched me build her. Frida is a size 8 and she doesn't look like a standard size 8 that you would see from modern times. Quick little factoid, dress forms are built off of the body of the year. So every year within the fashion industry, they'll choose a body type that is the ideal body type. It's so archaic. And the dress forms that are made each year will represent the body of the year and will all be based on the proportions and dimensions of that body. So, and you don't see it necessarily with this dress form. There are brands of dress forms that's how they build them. For this particular dress form, I'm not certain how they determined the sizing. I'm speaking for the brand of dress form that I do not have, and that's one of the more expensive brands that are usually used throughout the fashion industry. So if I bought a size 8 dress form, it would be the proportions that would either grow or shrink based on the original body of the year, if that makes sense. So if for 2020 that person's body was more busty and slimmer through the hips, then the dress forms would reflect that, because the companies feel like that is the trend that women's bodies are taking. I don't know when this dress form was made. I only know that it's here and they're calling it a size 8. Sizing has more to do with what a brand dictates their size will be. I can call a size 8 anything. A size 8 could be a 40-inch waist, 50-inch hips, and 50-inch bust, if that's what I want to call a size 8. It's my choice to do so. Typically, though, most brands usually do run within a range that is somewhat similar to each other, but it doesn't have to be, as we've just learned. That's why you might be able to buy a pair of jeans from one company and the same size jeans from another company, and they'll fit similarly enough, because as an industry, there are slightly some standardizations within sizing, but the company can still call it what they want to call it. Another quick little factoid is, a lot of times the tools that we have as designers don't allow for us to make clothing that are on the extremes. So if someone is extremely petite or they're extremely curvy, the tools that we have to make product for that person are very limiting. I recently went to my pattern grader, which is a person or a company that takes the original size of my pattern and grades it to larger sizes and smaller sizes. So when I bring them my pattern, I'm bringing them, in this case, a size 8 pattern, or what I'm calling a size 8, and I'm asking them to make it size 2, size 4, size 6, size 10, size 12, size 14. You get the idea. So when I took my pattern to the pattern grader, I specifically wanted size 1X, 2X, 3X, and 4X, because I want to make clothing also for women who are curvier. They weren't able to help me, and it took a really long time for them to be able to get the measurements so that they could make the clothes in the sizes, or make the pattern in the sizes that I was asking for. So if you're finding that it's difficult for you to find smaller size clothes or larger size clothes, the brands and the designers, we too are at a bit of a limitation. It becomes trickier when it's outside of that small through extra large range, just because the tools and the resources that we have to make products outside of that range are also limiting. For whatever reason, you're just not taught that in school. They don't even cover plus size garments. When I was in design school, I don't remember ever talking about plus size clothes. It's something that I have to teach myself, and I have to find the resources in order to create those products. It's also why you'll find that sometimes those products cost a little bit more, because the people who are making them have to do extra work in order to bring them to life. That's my little Nic tip behind the scenes of the fashion world and why you might be having some problems finding sizes. What do you think about that? I don't like it. I don't personally suffer from the problem, but I do feel like it's a form of exclusion. And I do think that the fashion industry needs to do better with creating product that all people can wear, quality product that all people can wear, that is made well, that's made ethically, that's made responsibly, and made beautifully. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear them. Talk to you soon, guys. Thanks so much. I hope this was helpful for you. If you did like it, like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at Nic Hyl Clothing, and you can follow me personally at Nic_Hyl. I look forward to seeing you on Instagram. Thank you so much, guys. I'm Nic Hyl. See you next time, and don't forget, live beautifully. Bye, guys.